biggest challenges in today's IT is basically the legacy systems. And unfortunately, our big investment and commitment to the legacy systems. I think the challenge that IT faces, and only way to overcome that challenge is to be able to slowly free yourself from those legacy systems and move to a new technology, which enables you to take you away from plumbing and infrastructure stuff, but concentrate much more on business innovations. Obviously, IT needs to be on the table from the beginning. I think it needs to be strategic advisor to the business leaders to be able to make the decisions, not only IT perspective, but actually become a facilitator of the environment. Because of our legacy systems, IT organizations became much more hindering to the innovation than actually enabling the innovation. And business leaders decide to go and make their own decisions about the technology. And it creates actually a bigger problem for IT that creates a much more complex environments that difficult to manage afterwards. This is chicken and egg situation. I mean, this is one argument that I disagree quite a lot with IT leaders, in the sense that they have to show the business value to be able to ask for additional budget. And if they don't do that, and they're worried. I give the examples usually like that you want to sell a very nice, modern, $1 million apartment. And only feature that you say it has a running water. And unfortunately, for example, I come from financial background, financial institutions background, and some of the IT CIOs in finance tells me that they do secure transactions. I go, well, I think that's given. I mean, it's same as running water in a modern house. If you don't have it, it's a big problem. But you're not going to get credit for just doing a secure transactions. So from that perspective, they need to understand that some of the foundational stuff in there should not be considered as a value add. Slowly, the IT organizations is no longer in the business discussions. And unfortunately, or fortunately for businesses, but unfortunately for IT lost significant power in the last 5 to 10 years. First, they lost the network. Okay? The network was their key thing. They didn't allow anybody to go in there. With internet, they lost it. They're all around the place. Second, they lost the client. I remember in old days, we used to have a specific IP with a specific terminal, and they control that terminal, and that's the capability of this thing. Today, everybody brings their own devices, and they want to be connected to the business, and they use it. In average, that we're expecting over 60% of the people in the world will be using 2 to 3 different devices, and mostly their own in business that they are doing. And thirdly, with the cloud environment, is they're losing the server as well. I mean, we are seeing quite a lot of the organizations and business leaders, they just go and start using cloud services. And majority of the time, IT is not even aware of it. So IT needs to be very careful while they're protecting their existing legacy environment and their plumbing is actually, the carpet has been pulled under them. And actually people are start moving away from IT decision making to a much more business decision making, and IT is no longer necessary to make that thing reality.